Hare Krishna, we'll start in few minutes. Can everyone see my screen? Okay. We'll start with a quick Jai Radha Madhav prayer. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari 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 Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada. Thank you all for joining. We are in Bhagavad-gita 18 chapter 18 day summary study course. We completed until chapter 1 yesterday. We are now in chapter 2.
Right, long chapter.
So before we discuss about any spiritual topics, we have to say a few prayers so that we'll be able to render this as a service. Me as speaking here, you as listening. So chapter 2 is a big chapter. It is the second largest chapter in Bhagavad-gita. So we'll all say the prayers together slowly. I will read slowly so you can also say together. Om Ajnanatimirandasya
Om Ajnanatimirandasya
Jnanakaya
Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri
Tasmai
Gurave
Shri
Namaha
Gurave Namaha.
Nama Om Vishnu
Vishnu Padaya
Krishna Pradaya Bhutale
Srimade
Srimate
Bhakti
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 Vedanta
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 Niti
Swami Niti
Namine
Namine
Namaste
Namaste
Saraswati
Saraswate
Saraswate
Devi
Gauravani
Gauravani
Pracharine
Pracharine
Nirvishesha Shunyavadi
Punyavadi
Paschatya
Paschatya
Devatarine
Devatarine
Hare
Vancha
Vacha
Kalpatarubhya
Vajja
Kripa
Kapasindu
Kripa
Patitanam
Patitanam
Pavanam
Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhya Namo
Namo
Namaha
Namaha Jai Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
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 Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda
Nityananda
Sri
Nityananda
Advaita
Shri
Advaita
Gadadara
Gadadara
Sivasati
Srivasadi
Hare
Gaura
Gaura
Krishna Hare
Bhatta
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Hare
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 Rama
Hare
Rama
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 Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. So we'll do before we do chapter 2, we'll do a quick recap of what we studied.
Guruji, could we ask everybody to go on mute, please? It's because when a lot of people are reciting at the same time, it is not coming out synchronously.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now that we finished the prayers, if you can all go on mute, and you can unmute yourself. This I want this session to be interactive, and once you want to share an answer, please unmute yourself and say the answer, and you can mute yourself. Is it good now?
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
thanks.
So I could not update the slides. I was giving this in a different ISKCON temple, but please bear with me on the slides. So who are we really? Are we the body or are we the soul?
Soul.
Soul, right? That's good. And what is the common purpose we have in this world? We are all here
Happiness.
in the pursuit of happiness. There are so many different people doing all different things, but one single purpose we all have is everybody wants to be happy. There is not a single human being or even the animals they want to be happy. Everybody is in search of happiness only. And how can we become happy? By fulfilling our desires, and we have to work to fulfill our desires. But only problem here is the more desires we have to do more work. If our desires are not as many, we really have to not have to work that much. Even though we have less desires or more desires, is this process working where we have to constantly keep on working, and that happiness seems like a carrot that we cannot get hold of. So why is it not working? Because in spite of all the work that we are doing, our mind makes up so many theories and creates so many miseries. Our body is prone to diseases. Our people around us create some miseries around us. As if that was not enough, some things which are not even any in our control, they keep coming and hitting us like snowstorms, tornadoes, floods, like that. Some people might say that, okay, I will be able to control all these things, but they cannot control what is called the Bhava Roga. Means every person born in this world have to go through Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. And all of these four are very painful. The Janma might appear to be not painful, but it is extremely painful. The mother goes through a lot of pain, and even actually the baby, recently they found out, it goes through so much pain that while the head is coming out of the small opening because of the trauma, the baby actually loses consciousness. That's why the doctors have to tap on the back to bring them back to consciousness. So that is the pain. And death, obviously, we all know how painful it is. And in the Bhagavatam, it is mentioned that when somebody is about to die, the soul experiences so much pain that it is equivalent to 10,000 scorpion bites. One scorpion bite is if you put your finger between the door and try to close the door, it is equivalent to the pain that of one bite. But the soul got attached to the body so much that when we are about to die, it cannot take it and it experiences so much trauma. Similarly, when we have old age and disease that we experience every day, like in different seasons or different cold and all the things we get. So, but will it work always? So let's say if we, for some reason we are in in our young age where we are not so much affected by this, we forgot about the pain we went through during birth. We are not anywhere near to the death, and we are perfectly healthy, and we don't have any diseases. Is it going to stay that way? Unfortunately, not, because everything is bound by time, and even the pleasures or the pains that we have, they are bound by time. And now, so the time is controlling everything. So then we have someone, an intelligent person will ask the question, okay, I'm not able to control anything in my life. Or say maybe a few things that I'm controlling, and time is controlling everything. Is there someone, and everything in this place is temporary. So is there a place where I can experience permanent happiness? Or is there someone who is controlling everything, including the time that seems to control everything in this world? And you can answer different questions. Someone say, I don't want to waste the time. I'm too busy with my earning money and all. And some people will say that, oh, there is no such place. They blindly say that they negate that because they cannot see. And some people will say that, okay, I'm inquisitive. I want to learn. And some people, they are very knowledgeable and they see the symptoms of the things that are happening, where nothing in this world can move by itself. Someone has to be there. Similarly, in this whole world, someone is behind all those things. So our focus is in terms of the seekers who are seeking after that knowledge, and who are the believers who want to know more about the Supreme Lord. And our focus is this doesn't mean that we want to exclude others, but only thing is we are giving this opportunity for everyone to give a chance to see what you can learn, and see if you are an atheist or any person who is not he doesn't want to spend time on this kind of spiritual topics. Just give one chance for this class and then see how it transforms your life. And that's what Prabhupada also says, that both religion and philosophy have to go hand in hand. If we only do the ritualistic ceremonies without knowing the reason behind it, it becomes a sentiment and sometimes a fanaticism also. At the same time, the scientists that you take in the world, they are very inquisitive. But the big problem is they completely negate or they completely exclude the concept of God. So they come with so many theories. Every day, if you look at the news in science, they say, oh, universe could have happened this way, that way. No, it's all theories. And this goes generation, it has been going from decades after decades, new philosophies, nothing backed by any other knowledge. So essentially we covered in the introduction the 5 topics, right? Jiva, Prakriti, Karma, Kala, Ishvara. We are all here, Jivas or Atmas, the souls, in the material world trying to become happy by performing activities. But unfortunately, everything in this world is controlled by time. But there is one supreme controller who is controlling everything, and Krishna is going to reveal that all this information in this Bhagavad Gita. And it's divided into 3 sections: the Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Gnana Yoga. So you all read the Bhagavad Gita 1.1, I guess, yesterday, where Dhritarashtra is inquiring from Sanjaya. How is Sanjaya able to give that information or give the what's happening in Kurukshetra to Dhritarashtra? Do you know?
The
Ye-
eyes, divine eyes were
Vivid.
given by
Divine vision given by who?
His
by Vasudev, Vyasadeva.
Vyasadeva. So his spiritual master. So he got that blessing where he got the divine vision and he was able to see the exactly what was happening in Kurukshetra, even though he was sitting next to Dhritarashtra. And what is the summary of chapter 1? Arjuna
Lamentation.
sees the armies on both sides and he asks Krishna, take me to the center of the battlefield. I want to see all the people who have assembled here. And after seeing all them, he starts shaking. He starts trembling. His Gandiva in his hand is shaking, trying to fall off. And he's sweating, he's perspiring. All the symptoms are coming. Why?
Lamentation.
Lamentation, any other things you can think of? So
All kith and kins of
Because he has to fight with his own men, own relatives,
Own
which is
blood,
very difficult.
own blood, own blood
Exactly. So if you see, right,
brothers.
very, very nice point. So if you want to see Bhagavad Gita make a tremendous impact on your lives, put yourself in Arjuna's shoes. Simple, that's the key. When Arjuna saw the enemies, just imagine yourself imagine all your close relatives, your cousins, your brothers, sisters, and imagine that you are fighting with them on a life and death battle. What will be the scenario? You will experience the same thing. I have played with them from childhood. What this life has brought me. Why I have to fight with this cousin? Why is he not able to understand? Why can't we live together? And why is this brother doing this? Why can't we just. So, all these things will, and these things will come up. So, Arjuna experienced the same thing. And and he says at the end of the chapter, Krishna, I don't want to fight. And he gives in different verses the five reasons. What are those? Compassion. Arjuna says that um, Arjuna's compassion. He's first of all a very compassionate person. He doesn't want to unnecessarily kill people because he knows that killing people is not good. He's kind towards other people. And next reason he says is he doesn't enjoy. What if I get the kingdom and all the people are died? My relatives, everyone was died. So am I going to rule an empty kingdom? What is the enjoyment in there? Of course, you again put yourself in Arjuna's shoes. You have a nice car, you have a nice house. What if you don't have any friends to see your car, to see your house? Would you feel happy? No, right? There is no enjoyment in that. And other reason he gives is fear of sinful reactions. Arjuna knows that if you inflict pain on someone, it brings sin, papa, to you. So he is worried that if I kill all these, especially people who are assembled here, some are elders to him, like his gurus, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, Bhishma, and what if he kills them? Sinful reactions. And he also gives one more reason. Looks like the whole reason behind this Kurukshetra, right? Where the Mother Earth goes to Brahma and saying that she cannot bear the burden. Brahma then goes to Vishnu, and Vishnu says, "Don't worry, I'm going to come and remove the burden on the of this earth." What does removing the Mother Earth feeling the burden means? So, is it the number of population? No, right?
Adharma.
Because
No, the people doing non-pious activities, adharmam increasing, that is what is causing burden.
very nice point. So, if there is no matter coming outside from the earth, right? Everything is from dust, the bodies are created, and it's going back. So, if you have 1 billion population or 10 billion population, the weight of the earth is the same. When Mother Earth complains about the burden, she's telling about adharma. Like when the non-pious people or the non-righteous people are growing in the society. So it turns out that during the time, lot of kings were very passionate and they were exploiting earth like anything and causing a lot of burden by doing impious activities. So that's why Krishna came. And in that Kurukshetra, how many people assembled? Almost all of the entire earth assembled to fight. And there are documentation of people coming from very far ends of Europe, Turkey, and Persia and Russia. All these people assembled there, even all the way south in South India. All these people assembled here in Kurukshetra to fight. And what Arjuna says is, okay, so if the people, the men in the family die in the battle, the women of the family becomes orphans, and already the society is a little bit non-righteous. What if there is nobody to support them? The bad elements in the society will even cause more pain to the family. So is another reason he is giving. And finally he gives the most important reason. He's saying that
Varna Shankara.
yeah, that is the fourth reason, Varna Shankara. Yeah. So the fifth reason is he is giving his indecision, means I don't know what is better, whether I should conquer them or they should conquer me. So if you see what Krishna answers Arjuna, he answers this first for questions within chapter 2 and chapter 3, within 2 chapters. But this is a very, very big question. And he takes the rest of all Bhagavad Gita to answer this one question in decision, because every step of the way in our life, we are also facing the same thing. Am I doing the right thing or am I doing the wrong thing? Isn't it? Like every time we have to keep thinking, should I do this or should I not do this? And that's why this particular indecision has to be backed up with a lot of info knowledge. That is the rest of the Bhagavad Gita is all about. So we'll see from chapter 2 onwards how Krishna answers that. Krishna starts answering from chapter 2, and chapter 2 is called Sankhya Yoga, means it gives a summary of all the things that are going to be explained in Bhagavad Gita as a just overview, outline. And it has 4 sections. The first section is about Arjuna's surrender to Krishna, verses 1 to 10. 11 to 30 is about the knowledge of our real identity that we touched upon during introduction. The third section is dharma or karma, means what is my duty and what is the whole thing about karma. And finally, section 4 is how to use intelligence to become a self-realized person. So this is the first section. We'll make this interactive, okay? Have you ever faced indecision in your life? Can you relate with Arjuna here? What did you do then? When you faced indecision, what did you do?
Get the help of the God.
Oh, you were
Help
able
me,
to
help
ask
me.
God. Did God speak and give a direction?
Or elderly persons.
Yes, elderly person. Okay, any other points? So did you just do this when sitting alone and trying to figure out what to do? Did it give any solution by doing that? Or did you
No.
No.
or did you just go outside your house and say, I'm stressed out, I need help, and everybody will look at you and says, I'm also stressed out, and you are not the only one. And did anyone help you in that scenario? No, right? But what would you do? You would actually approach a well-wisher of yours, like elders, who knows about you. Isn't it? Do you guys do this or did you do the other ones?
Do this.
Yeah. So now the question is, why do you think our well-wisher will be able to help us? Yes, we approached our elders who know who we can help us. So why do you think they will be able to help us?
Because they have more knowledge.
They have knowledge about specifically what?
Like about how to handle situations maybe. Because
Okay.
they're more grown.
Any other points?
They have experience. Probably they might have gone through the situations and know how to handle it better.
Yes. Anything else anyone wants to think of? Specifically to you, about you? So
Your humility.
humility is one, yes. So the well-wishers can help us because they know our nature. Yes, even though they have experience, they have the ability to figure out what the scenario is. They also know one additional thing, which is specific to us. They know what our strengths and weaknesses are. They know what capabilities that we have and what potential or potencies or strengths we have. And they, more than that, they know what really makes us happy. So if we are struggling and going to our elder, they know that you will be really happy if you do this. They can guide us because they know that about us. So why do you think Arjuna approached Krishna?
He's our closest friend.
Same reasons, right? Krishna is he knows Krishna is his true well-wisher. And is Krishna only Arjuna's well-wisher or everyone's well-wisher? Krishna is the Supreme Lord.
Everyone's.
He is
Everyone.
Sri Bhagavan. And just a sneak peek into chapter 5, Krishna says, Suhrudam Sarva Bhutanam. I am the well-wisher sitting in everyone's heart. I know what is good for everyone. Only thing is, we don't ask God, God, what is the thing I need to do? We come with our own desires and we try to do everything and we think that, oh, I'm trying to become happy, but it turns out to be not. But there is a saying, God gives you the best um, choice, or God gives you the best only if you leave the choice to God. But are we leaving the choice to God? No, every time we do, every moment in our life is a moment of where we need to take a decision. But are we taking the decision ourselves, or are we letting God decide? Every time we are only deciding. We are not giving the choice. But Bhagavad Gita will help us to understand how we can bring Krishna into our life. When I say Krishna, the Supreme Lord, and how we can let Him decide the best for us. And if God chooses makes the decision for us, there is no second thing to that. I mean, it's the best actually. So what Arjuna is saying, anyone wants to read the translations for 2.4, 2.5, 2.6?
You want me to read, Prabhuji?
Go ahead, Madhuji. Yeah.
Arjuna said, O killer of enemies, O killer of Madhu, how can I counterattack with arrows in battle men like Bhishma and Drona, who are worthy of my worship?
Yeah.
And it would be better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of the lives of great souls who are my teachers. Even though desiring worldly gain, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted with blood.
Go ahead.
2.6 nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. If we kill the sons of Dhritarashtra, we should not care to live. Yet they are now standing before on the battlefield.
Yeah.
I'm
So
missing last word.
yeah. So standing before us on the battlefield. Basically, what Arjuna is saying is, if I'm not supposed to kill those people, but here they are ready to fight with me. What should I do? Should I conquer them, or should I be conquered by them? And so basically, what is Arjuna's indecision here? To fight or not to fight?
Right.
Not to
And
fight.
yeah. So what does Arjuna do? You can all repeat after me. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava
कार्पण्यदोषो
pritchami tvam dharma sammuda chetaha
पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेता
yachreyasyan nishitam bruhi tanme
यच्छ्रेयन्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे
shishyasteham sadimam tvam prapannam.
शिष्य
शिष्यस्येता ते इमां
Tadiman
साधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम्.
So, in the interest of time, I'll read the translations, but upcoming classes, when the chapters are small, I'll give chance for everyone to read the translation. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of my miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Which is what we also do when we approach our well-wishers, right? We ask them for advice. What did Arjuna inquire about? Dharma. Prichami tvam dharma sammuda cheta means I want to know, I'm confused about my duty. And he is inquiring about his dharma. What is dharma? Basically, in English, there is no exact word that translates, gives the exact meaning of dharma, but we can understand it as a combination of duty, occupation, inherent nature, the way of life, etc. You can boil it down to saying that what to do and what not to do. And all of this is dealt more deeply in the section 3 of this chapter. Okay, now you approach your well-wisher. How do you seek help from your parent or your teacher or your well-wisher or friend? Do you demand them to help you, or do you give a second one, right? So you just, with respect, you give them proper respects and ask them for advice. So what do you think Arjuna did? Basically, we have to take Arjuna as our role model. We have to do exactly what Arjuna does in Bhagavad Gita. And Arjuna has asked around 40 questions. If you look at all the questions that Arjuna asked, and those are the questions we constantly get in our life also. So if we take Arjuna as our role model, we might be taking some movie actors or cricketers as our role models. But no, just start taking Arjuna as our role model. We will see Krishna in our life always, because Krishna is there to help Arjuna always. So what is Arjuna doing? He is Shishyasteham sadimam tvam prapannam. He accepted Krishna as his spiritual master. He became a disciple. Until then, Krishna and Arjuna were friends. Where in a conversation between friends, there is no seriousness, correct? Because my friend might give one advice and then you might take it or not take it. But here, for all the seriousness to be there, Arjuna surrenders onto him. Prapannam means completely surrender. He says that Krishna, from this point onwards, I am going to accept you as my spiritual master. You give instructions. Why is that? Because when we are in indecision or when we want help, we should not ask something whimsically. Saying that whimsically means there should be seriousness. We should not be unserious. So basically, Arjuna, he accepts Krishna as his spiritual master. He fully surrenders on him and he seeks his instructions. So that is also the life lesson for us, which is we must, when we are faced with indecision in our life, we have to approach a true well-wisher who knows our nature. We cannot go, even though there might be a learned person who knows how to handle different scenarios, we cannot go to them because they don't know our nature. The people who we are approaching, they should have seen us from quite some time. They should know us in basically what makes us happy, what our strengths are. If the other person don't know that, their advice they give might not be as appropriate. And we should not be whimsical, means we should be fully commit ourselves. So once we approach some well-wisher, true well-wisher, we should basically uh, be serious in terms of taking their instructions. And basically, in the path of self-realization, there is a necessity of a guru. Means because a guru is a representative of Krishna, and he will be able to assess from our nature what makes us progress in our spiritual life, and he will be able to give them the knowledge that takes us forward. More of this in chapter 4 for now, but this is a just introduction in chapter 2 that gives us about. And the definition of guru is, gu means ignorance. We are all in ignorance currently in this material world. Ru means the person who destroys. A person who destroys our ignorance is the person who is a guru. So going to section 2, which is the knowledge about our real identity. Now Krishna starts speaking. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Sri Bhagavanuvacha
Asocyan Anvasocastvam
Asochan
Anvasocasvam
Vasvam
Pragnavadamsha Bhashase
Prajnanagam
Prajnanagam
Gatasu Nagatasumscha
Sunagatasumsha
Nanu Shochanti Panditaha.
Nanu
Chanti Pandita
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. So, what you think Krishna might be telling as not worthy of grief? Can anyone guess? We touched it. It is the. So, we are saying we are not.
Body.
Yes, we are saying we are not the body, but we are the soul. So now Krishna is saying that why we should not be mourning about the body. Okay, so what happens when to someone after they die? This is a question that is burning for everyone, right? What do you think might be happening?
They don't die. The soul doesn't die. The body.
The soul starts its own journey with the package of karmas.
Yeah. So, but that we know based on at least most of the people in this call know based on the teachings from the Eastern philosophies, right? But there are some other philosophies. So, even during the time of Bhagavad-gita, there are so many theories which Krishna also addresses in chapter 2 one by one. Basically, some say there is no soul. Our conscious, the scientists especially in the material in this world, the scientists who are atheistic, they say that our consciousness is our identity and is born from the body. It is the chemicals that react within the.
the body. This one.
Yeah, one second. So it is the different chemicals in the body and the brain that create consciousness. And when the body dies, our consciousness also dies. And second theory is, yes, the soul exists, but it only gets one body. And after the body dies, the soul rests forever in the grave or waiting for a judgment day or something like that. Or there is other theory which says that soul exists and it migrates from one body to another after death until it is liberated from this world. So what does Krishna say? Natvai, in the interest, this is a big chapter, so I'll quickly read the verse. You can also maybe be on mute or read together. नात्व एवाहं जातु नासं नात्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम्. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. See, what Krishna is saying is, no, Arjuna, there is no time when none of us never existed. We have always been existing. Whether it not you and me only, every person in this battlefield. So all of us are eternal souls. There was never a time where we came into existence, or there will be never be a time where we lose our existence. We have been ever existing always. This is a very important verse, so you can say after me. Dehinosmin yata dehe
देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे
kaumaram yavvanam jara
कौमारं यौवनं
धरा
tata dehantara praptir
तथा
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 देहान्तरप्राप्ते
देहान्तरप्राप्ते
धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति.
धीरस्तत्र
धीरस्तत्र
न
न
मुह्यति.
मुह्यते.
So here the concept of soul is introduced by Krishna. He says as the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. So we can see ourselves. We had a small body, the body keeps growing, but we know it is our body, even though the body that we had in the body is different completely from the body that we have now. But what is that identity of ours that remained constant within the body as the body kept on growing? It is that concept of soul. What Krishna is saying is, just like you see that the soul is remaining constant within this body, Arjuna, the learned people know that even at the time of death, the soul doesn't die, it goes into another body. That's the thing that Krishna is saying. So he's negating all those other things. He's saying that soul exists and it migrates from one body to another after death until it is liberated. Now we are going to see the symptoms of the soul. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्य शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. For the soul there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being nor does not come into being and will not come into being. Means like he's always there. He's unborn, eternal, ever existing and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. So when the body dies, the soul doesn't die. This is another important verse, so you can already say after me. Vasamsi jirnani yata vihaya
वासांसि
जीर्णानि
यथा विहाय
विहाय
navani gruhnati naroparani
नवानि
नवानि
गृह्णाति
गृह्णाति नरोपराणि
tata sharirani vihaya jirnani
तथा
तथा
शरीराणि
शरीराणि
विहाय
विहाय
जीर्णानि
जीर्णानि
anyani samyati navani dehi.
अन्यानि
अन्यानि
संयाति
संयते
नवानि
नवानि देहि.
So we have experience of changing the coats and dresses, right? When it gets torn, we take a new one. Are we sad that I'm changing my jacket to a new jacket? Do we feel sad? No.
No,
So basically, what we have to understand is the soul is so much attached to the body, and out of ignorance, it thinks that it is my body. But actually, once at the time of leaving the body and it gets a new body, on the platform of the soul, it really doesn't go through such kind of anxiety anymore. Only when it is trying to get detached from the body, you experience all these kinds of pains and those things. So, as a person puts off new garments, giving up old clothes, a soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old ones and useless ones. There is just, it's so natural in the sense like there is no force in it. It happens automatically. And the qualities of the soul are Nainam Chindanti Shastrani, Nainam Dahati Pavakaha, Nachainam Kledayantiapo, Nasochayanti Marutaha. Means a soul cannot be cut into pieces by any weapon, burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by wind. जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्यो ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च तस्मात् अपरिहार्येऽर्थे न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि. Means one who has taken birth is sure to die, and after death, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in this unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. So, basically, whoever takes birth in this world is sure to die, and whoever dies is sure to be born again. Of that, we should not have any doubt. And basically, in this life that we got, we have to discharge our duty without lamenting. So, what are the life lessons that we got from this section from Bhagavad Gita? We are not the body, but the soul that resides within the body, which we read in introduction. And we also saw the characteristics of the soul. It is unborn, means it has always been there. It is indestructible. It never dies. Even though the body dies, it doesn't die. It goes to another body. So in knowing that what we have to do, we should not lament for the body of our body or any other bodies, and then we should just perform our duty with complete focus. And there are more. I just picked a few verses, but there are total multiple verses that gives the complete characteristics of the soul. It is eternal. It doesn't go through change. It is imperishable, immeasurable, neither slayer. So all this is called Sankhya Yoga because it gives a complete picture of what the soul would be looking like. So we'll go to section 3. We'll use some time towards the end for questions, but now the bigger question is, what is my dharma? And everybody keeps saying that there is karma. What is karma? So Arjuna inquires about Krishna about dharma, right? This whole going back to the verse, Prichamitvam dharma samudacheta. Now the quiz is, when did you first hear the word dharma in Bhagavad Gita? Can anyone recollect?
The very first word, Dharma
Very
Kshetre
first
Kurukshetre,
Dharma
Samaveta Yotsavaha.
Very nice. So the Bhagavad Gita starts with the word dharma kshetre, kurukshetre. So why do you think Kurukshetra is called dharma kshetra? And why was that place chosen for battle?
Holy place.
Anyone knows?
Kuru dynasty.
Yeah.
Krishna is there.
Yeah, all those are valid reasons. Basically, it means it's a place of worship, and that place has received two benedictions from Lord Vishnu. When the Kuru, the ancestor of the Pandavas, was doing a great austerity there, and Vishnu appeared and he said, Kuru, you did great austerity here. You will be given two blessings. What is it? That this place will be known as Kurukshetra, means Dharma Kshetra, means anything that activity that we do in Kurukshetra, it is bound to be dharmic. Means only dharma will win in that place. Maybe there are other places in this earth where adharma will win, but in Kurukshetra, it's guaranteed that only dharma will win. And that's why all the Kauravas and Pandavas have chosen that place. And Dhritarashtra, within his heart, he knows that he is siding on the side of adharma. So he became apprehensive, means he became a little bit anxious. Oh, the place that is happening, the battle is Dharma Kshetra, it's Kurukshetra. And I kind of know that this Duryodhana, these are like they're not righteous, because there are people in India itself who say that, oh, why did this Pandavas go for battle? It is Pandavas' mistake. Why did they play? But out of ignorance, because if you think about it, uh, Krishna actually went and tried to be a messenger and tried to stop the battle. He said, Duryodhana, the Pandavas, they played the dice game, but even when somebody will say they should have played the dice game. But the thing is, as for a Kshatriya, if somebody invites a Kshatriya for fight or for a dice game, it is his responsibility to participate in that. So since Duryodhana invited Yudhishthira for that game, Yudhishthira had to go and participate, and due to the cheating that he lost it, and they went through the whole 13 years of 12 years and 1 year in incognito of forest life, and they came back. And when they came back, Duryodhana doesn't give them their kingdom, and Krishna says, oh Duryodhana, they are kshatriyas born like you. They cannot go and do agriculture, because you have to learn agriculture to do it. So why don't you just give them 5 small villages where each of the Pandavas will rule that small village, and you will not be a problem to you? What does Duryodhana say out of his arrogance? He says, Krishna, what are you speaking? I am not going to give them a land that is occupied by the tip of a pin. So that is his arrogance and pride. And what else he do? He actually tries to arrest Krishna. See, out of his soul pride and arrogance. And Krishna says he's the supreme lord, nobody can arrest him. So he comes, he says that Duryodhana, you got a chance to stop it, but now you cannot. The battle is now decided. So see, people don't know that, and then they keep saying that Pandavas made a mistake out of ignorance. See, that is the Kali Yuga symptoms. Anyway, so coming back to this, Mataji was saying that Krishna himself is present. If Krishna is present, then dharma will always be there. So if we bring Krishna into our life, dharma will always win. Whether somebody is trying to do adharma to us, they will not succeed. And if we are trying to do adharma to others, Krishna will not let us succeed. And he will make us, we follow the dharmic path only. So we discussed about dharma here. Basically, in this current situation, Arjuna is asking whether to fight or not to fight. What do you think is your duty in this life? Do you think we have more than one duty? If so, what are they? So now we are saying that dharma is kind of a duty or occupation, right? So can you elaborate or enumerate some of the duties that you have in this life?
Basically, taking care of family, doing work, being a provider,
Yes.
and spreading love is the most beautiful duty given by Krishna.
Yes. So we have duty towards our family and ourselves, like taking care of the kids or taking care of the family, elders, or we also have to take care of our body, right? We have to spend some time taking care of us, taking shower, sitting, making sure the mind is peaceful. And there are also duties towards the society and nation. Like we have, if we are a teacher, we teach. If we are a farmer, we go through agriculture or raise the cows. If we are a soldier, we fight. And if we are a scientist or a lawyer or a janitor, we do all these duties. So we have both this, and both these together are called Swadharma. So what do you think is Arjuna's duty? Arjuna is a Kshatriya. So his duty is to establish dharma. He should establish the righteousness in the society. Means he should protect the good in the society, he should punish the evil, he should perform sacrifices, and he should perform charitable activities, and he should study the political science. And that's why Krishna is saying that, oh Arjuna, you don't want to fight, but as you are a Kshatriya, your specific duty is to fight. So you, on one hand, you are saying that you will. So he's addressing each of his concerns. He's saying Arjuna is saying that Krishna is saying that compassion. You are saying that, oh Arjuna, you are lamenting for something out of incorrectly, because there is no reason to lament for a body. Then he's saying that Arjuna is saying, I don't have any enjoyment. What Krishna is saying is, oh Arjuna, let's say that you don't want to fight and you leave the battle and you go to the forest. Do you think that the Kauravas and the other people will think that they think great about Arjuna, saying that, oh, Arjuna is a very nice person. He left the like battlefield and he's great. He's compassionate. No, they will make fun of you. And then the third reason Arjuna is saying is, I will get sinful reactions. Krishna is saying that, oh, Krishna, Arjuna, you are a Kshatriya. Kshatriya's responsibility is to fight. And if you don't fight, then you will actually get sinful reactions. So what this concept brings up is our duty based on the nature that we have. If you take a soldier when he's at the border, he can kill the enemies. But if the same soldier comes and he's in the society and he tries to kill someone, the society will arrest him. So in this case, in the specific duty of Arjuna is he's a Kshatriya, means he has to kill people to establish the dharma. And if he doesn't do that, Krishna is saying, then you will actually incur sinful reactions. And now Krishna is introducing the concept of Swadharma here. These two verses you can read later. So specific duty performing, so what is Swadharma? The duty that is pertaining to our body, the family, the society, the time, place, and circumstance we are born into, which is the body specific activity, is the Swadharma. Means we are born into a family, so we have to take care of the family. We are born into a nation, we have to serve the nation. We are doing a particular job like a doctor or an engineer or a janitor, we have to do that duty. But what happens if we don't perform those designated duties?
Life will not be successful.
Yes, life won't be successful. And Krishna is also saying the same thing. People will speak of your infamy. The great generals who esteemed your name will think that you left the battlefield out of fear only. Your enemies will describe you with unkind words. So it is better to get killed in the battle than face all that things. So get up, Uttishta Kaunteya Yuddhaya Krutanishaya, means get up Arjuna and fight. Okay, now we are saying that to Swadharma we all have to perform. What is the problem of performing our own duty? Is there a problem, first of all, of performing our own duty?
Should be.
We think there will not be, but basically it is all about the consciousness. Are we doing the duty for our own sense enjoyment? So the concept is, we introduce the concept of karma. Means if we are, even if we are doing our own dharma, if we are doing swadharma, means for our own benefit, then the problem with this material world is it has a partner which is associated, which is karma. So even though we can run as fast as karma, it will catch up to us. So swadharma and karma go hand in hand. So swadharma is any duty that we perform on our bodily concept. That bodily platform will always bring an equal and opposite reaction called karma. Since our body is temporary, our karmic reactions are also temporary. Once we endure the reactions of that actions, it will be over. But do you think that is possible? Can we can we not perform actions at all? No, we have to keep performing actions. But so since we have to keep performing actions, more karma will come. We keep taking karmic reactions, but more karma will keep on adding. So basically, we are kind of bound to this material world. So now, is it possible to stop performing activities? We said no. Is there any other type of dharma? Is there any action that we can do that doesn't lead to bondage? Can anyone think of?
Do your duty.
Devotional service.
So, yeah, seva, devotional service, all those are come under Sanatana Dharma. So we have two types of duties. One is Swadharma and the second one is Sanatana Dharma. Means Sanatana Dharma is the duty performed on the platform of the soul, not the body. Means this Sanatana means eternal. Just like the soul is eternal, this Dharma is eternal. And if we do any Dharma or any activity on the platform of Sanatana Dharma, it doesn't result any reactions. It becomes akarma, means it doesn't lead to any bondage. Now, what is the Sanatana Dharma is Krishna is going to explain how to perform Sanatana Dharma. Krishna says, fight without considering for happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, and by doing so, you shall never incur sin. Means any activity that we do with expectations is not Sanatana Dharma. Means if we are working with an expectation to get money, if we are trying to argue with someone with an expectation to win, or if we are trying to do any activity with a strong attachment towards I have to win, I have to succeed, I have to succeed, then unfortunately it is not Sanatana Dharma. But if we do that activity without any expectation of happiness or distress, just as my own duty for towards the Lord or even towards the family, it comes under karma yoga. So it doesn't incur any sin. So Krishna is saying, thus far I have explained you the analytical study. Now I'm going to explain the knowledge, which will not give you any results. So now starts in chapter 2, the concept of Sanatana Dharma. And Krishna is starting off with the benefits of Sanatana Dharma. Neha vikrama nasosti pratyagvayo na vidyate swalpamapi asya dharmasya trayate mahato bayat. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Means saying is, swalpamapi, just a little of Sanatana Dharma you do also will save you from the greatest danger. Means what? We discussed in the beginning, right? Hitopanishad. 4 activities are common between humans and animals: eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. If we take one step, just one step towards Sanatana Dharma, means besides these 4 activities, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, we take one step on Sanatana Dharma, what happens is, one thing is guaranteed. It will save us from the most dangerous type of fear, which is not getting a human form of life again. So if you take a work location, right, if you get a promotion, and if you don't take implement the responsibilities that are part of the new role, bigger role that you got, what would the management do? Of course, in this corporate society, they will fire that person. But in a little bit old and few decades ago, the person will be moved back to the previous job, isn't it? So in the different levels of consciousness, human form of life is considered to be the topmost in consciousness. It is like the promotion that the soul gets. And if we got the promotion, and if we are still doing the animalistic activities like eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, and not doing our responsibility that was given for a human life, which is to explore Sanatana Dharma and execute Sanatana Dharma, unfortunately, those kind of peoples will not get the human form of life again. But even if we take one step towards Sanatana Dharma, then the next life will be guaranteed a human form of life. That is from Bhagavad-gita's verdict. So, in the interest of time, please read this purport while looking at the video recording. Pause it and see that where Prabhupada explains this very clearly, and why we should do our occupational duties, but at the same time, we should be focusing on Sanatana Dharma. And only the people who have the Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, means the focused attention, will be able to take that path of Sanatana Dharma. Vyavasayatmika Buddhir Ekeha Kurunandana. So what is the difference between Swadharma and Sanatana Dharma? Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets, resultant good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this. In the minds of those who are not too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to Supreme Lord does not take place. Means the Vedas are also given to us to take care of our Swadharma only, because you do this ritual, you will get this result. You do this puja, you will get this result. But in the Vedas, 80% of it is all about rituals, but there is remaining 10 to 20% which is all about getting out of this material world. But unfortunately, the society is focusing more on the rituals than on the Upanishads that tells about how to get liberation. So Krishna is also saying the same fact. Oh Arjuna, there are a lot of people in the world who are attracted by these rituals, but they don't pay attention to the reasoning behind why we have to do the rituals. And for one point, we have to understand that enough is enough. Let me get out of this. I'm doing this ritual, I'm getting some result, but why I have to keep doing these rituals again and again and again? Why can't I just get out of this world and go to a place where there is permanent happiness? So the Vedas mainly deal with the subject matters of the three modes of material nature, but we have to be free from all the anxieties of gain and safety to be established in the self. Krishna is saying that if we get the liberation, if we get the reservoir of water, what is the point of having a small jug of water? So if we get permanent happiness, what is the point of all these rituals? Or the result is already included in the permanent happiness. So Krishna is saying this. This is a very popular verse in Bhagavad Gita where people misinterpret or misassign this to something. But here, the context is very important. Here, this verse is saying this: Karmanyevadikaraste ma paleshu kadachana ma karma pala heturbhur mate sangostva akarmani. See here, the akarma is mentioned. You have the right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself to the cause of the results of your activities and never be attached to doing your duty. So what is Krishna is saying is this: the duty that Krishna is mentioning here is Sanatana Dharma. People will say that, oh, Krishna told do your duty, don't worry about the results. But the context he's saying is do your Sanatana Dharma, means not your Swadharma. If you do Swadharma, you will get the results. So the Sanatana Dharma is nothing but the activity that you do in Sanatana is nothing but yoga. And somebody already said seva or devotion service. That is what Krishna is also saying. Perform your duty equipoised, Arjuna, abandoning all attachment to success and failure. Such equanimity is called yoga. Means there is no difference between the words Sanatana Dharma or yoga. It is the same. Oh Dhananjaya, keep all abominable activities far distant by devotional service, and in that consciousness surrender unto the Lord. Those who want to enjoy the fruits of their own work are misers. A man engaged in devotion will rid himself of both the good and bad reactions even in this life. Therefore, strive for yoga, which is the art of all the work. Means any activity that we do on the platform of Sanatana Dharma is called yoga, and yoga means literally means connection. Connecting to whom? Are we connecting to? Or if we are using a rope to tie to something, some object has to be there, right? So we are trying to connect to that Supreme Lord. So since we are engaged in the service of the Supreme Lord, yoga is nothing but devotional service only. So by means of engaging in devotional service, the great sages have freed themselves from the result of this material world, which is the bondage. And you have to use the intelligence to cross this dense forest, and we should not be disturbed by the flowery language of the Vedas. Means don't worry about the 80 to 90% of the Vedas, which, because Vedas is complete knowledge. If it doesn't give the information about to the people on how to live a life that where they can fulfill their desires, then what is the point? Because not everyone is looking towards self-realization. Only a few of the people will be in chapter 7 or 8. Krishna says, after many people, only a few take a step towards self-realization. So should Krishna just ignore the other 90% of the people? No, he has to take care of them also. So Vedas have the information on how to lead how to fulfill your desires using these rituals. But those special 10% of the people, or 5% and 1% who wants to get out of this world, that they have to take a step towards self-realization. So basically, and if you want to pass 10th grade, do you jump from first grade to 10th grade right away, or you have to go through the process? So if we want to get liberation, it's not a sudden thing. It has to go through a process. So we all are born into a family. Our body is also important. And at the same time, we have to take care of Sanatana, our soul also. So the main thing is, just like the two tracks of the train, which help the train make progress, we should not focus completely on Swadharma only. We have to start bringing Sanatana Dharma also into our life. So section 4, we'll quickly go through if I take in 5 more minutes. Arjuna is asking, oh Krishna, who is that person? What are the symptoms of the person who is self-realized, means who is always engaged in Sanatana Dharma? And Krishna is also asking, will give you the details about Buddhi. Sthita Prajna means he is always, so these are the things, means they are the difference between success and satisfaction. If the success is not giving us satisfaction, what is the point of success? Similarly, the Sthita Prajna is always undisturbed, while the material person is always frustrated with the things that are happening. And the Sthita Prajna is always loving towards the following living entities. But a material person is always envious or trying to bring other people down. And Sthita Prajna is always sober, is disciplined, but a regular person is always intoxicated. So these are the symptoms. He is self-satisfied, is equipoised in terms of gain and loss, he is free from anger and harmful thoughts, he is self from material commotion and self-control. So Krishna is saying that in order to become a self-realized person, the key is to control our senses. Senses are like the objects that are pulling us in different directions. The eyes are trying to see the beautiful thing. The ear, nose is trying to smell the beautiful smell or the nice smell, and it keeps on pulling us and doing this. So the last question is it easy to control the senses? Share some instances where you are able to control and where you are not able to control the senses.
It is easy.
It is easy.
It is those who have well studied the Bhagavad-gita and they are equiposed, then they can control it.
Then they can control, yes. By default, it's not easy at all. And Krishna agrees, says that the senses are so strong, Arjuna, they can forcibly carry away the mind of a man without of discrimination who is endeavoring to control them. Even a man who knows what is right, what is wrong, cannot control the senses. The great example we have is Sage Vishwamitra. He knows what is right, what is wrong. He sits in tapasya. Indra sends Menaka, and he gets attracted because the senses got attracted to her, and he has the Sakuntala as the daughter. On the other hand, we have the examples of sages, Vaishnava acharyas who were sent during the kingdom of Muslim rule. They were prostitutes were sent to them to disturb their penance. But what the acharyas they did, they converted the prostitutes into devotees because they have full control of the senses. The thing is, we need that higher power. We need the strength. We need the support from the Supreme Lord. If we try to endeavor for our own selves, our senses are so strong that we cannot control them. But if we take the help of the Supreme Lord, if we perform devotional service, when the strength of the God comes and helps us, our senses will easily get controlled. So now Krishna is saying that about the anger, right? So what is the root cause of anger? Is there a relation between the senses and anger?
Yes.
What is it?
Those who are not equiposed, they get angry very fast.
Yeah, so Krishna is revealing this information also, which is, do many of you might be working in corporate. Do you do a root cause analysis, right? So Krishna is also doing the root cause analysis of anger, because this is a very important concept. He gives a few verses to specifically deal with anger. He says, Dhyayato Vishyan Pumsaha Sangaste Shupajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha Kamat Krodhopi Jayate, means while contemplating on the objects of senses, a person develops attachment for them. And from such attachment, lust develops, and from lust, anger arises. Means anger doesn't come right away. We keep on thinking about something. I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it. And you keep on thinking about it, a deep attachment starts forming. And that attachment becomes lust, means you really want it. And what happens if you don't get it? You become angry. And what happens if you get it?
Happy.
Happy, but are you really happy? You want something else, right? You
The
want it,
next
so it becomes greed. So basically, Krishna is saying that if you want to stop becoming angry, for example, when take some examples in your day-to-day life, you do the root cause analysis, especially if you're talking to your kids or talking to your spouse. If there is a instance where you become angry, you can take one step back and ask, why am I getting angry? Because your expectation is that you want the kids to listen to you, to your authority. And in terms of same thing, you want your wife or husband to understand your side of the things. So you are having some expectations, and because of that, you are angry. And similarly, if you or somebody else gets a promotion in the office, you become angry because you worked so hard and you're contemplating on, I want that promotion, I want that. But if you really did not want it, why would you become angry? You would just, you are not even worried about it. So let's say now that we know, when we get, so what do you do when you get angry? What do you do generally? You throw things at anyone, everyone. So basically, Krishna is saying that anger is the main cause for our downfall. Krodhat bhavati sammohaha, sammohat smriti vibramaha, smriti bramsat buddhinasho, buddhinashat pranashyati. From anger, delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of the memory. And when memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. And when intelligence is lost, one's fall down into the material pool. Even though we are trying to make some progress in Sanatan Dharma, if anger is the main enemy and it will bring us down, so it will cover our memory. We will not be. The main thing Arjuna is asking: what is right, what is wrong? That the discriminatory ability will be gone. We, in that anger, we do wrong things, and we also lose the intelligence. And in that loss of intelligence, we do some activities that we repent later. So basically, what we have to understand is, first we have to cut the root cause of anger, which is stop thinking of things that doesn't make sense, that doesn't give us real happiness. How can we overcome to become a sthita prajna? Now that we know the root cause of anger, in the interest of time, I will say that this is through sense control. Going back to the same thing, we have to control the senses. But how can we control that when Krishna himself is saying it is very difficult to control the senses? Now he
Meditation.
is saying meditation or Krishna consciousness, which is the devotional service. A person free from all attachment and aversion is able to control his senses through regulative principles of freedom and can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord. For one thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the threefold miseries of material existence no longer act, and he becomes fully satisfied in his consciousness, and his intelligence is very well established. One who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can neither have transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be happiness without peace? So, as long as we don't bring Krishna into our life, when I say Krishna, please understand that it is the Vishnu Tattva, is Vishnu or Rama, whichever Ishtadaiva that you have. So, as long as you don't bring the Supreme Lord into your life, you will be constantly pulled by senses in all directions, and with the senses will make you do abominable or things that you repent and make you angry, and in that anger you do things that you should not do. But the moment you bring Krishna into your life, gradually the root cause of anger will be addressed, and we no longer will become angry. And how we can do that is, an intelligent person will bring Krishna into our life, so we have to use the intelligence. And the analogy given was just like a strong wind blows up boat, like the senses are carrying our body away. If the boat is tied to a anchor to the dock, it doesn't go anywhere. Even the wind is there. So if our life is connected to Krishna consciousness with a strong rope, if with yoga, if we are kind of tied to Krishna, then no senses, all the senses will be restrained and they will be helping us go forward. And Krishna is saying that during this process, we face some challenges. What is it? What is night for all beings is the time of awakening for the self-control, and what is awakening for the beings is night. Means Krishna is saying that, oh, if someone is not following the Sanatana Dharma, they will see the people who are trying to follow the Sanatana. They say that, who are these people who are wasting their life, not enjoying? Why are they running after this Krishna consciousness, doing chanting like that? And once you are established in Krishna consciousness, you will see the people who are not taking to devotional service and think that, why are these people wasting their life only on sense enjoyment? They know that they will next life they will not get a human form of life. Why can't they take one step towards Krishna consciousness? So it is not something that is happening here. Every society, every time it happens, people who are not spiritual, they make fun of the people who are spiritual, and at the same time people who are spiritual will feel pity about the people who are not spiritual. So the meaning is, once you start taking the step towards spirituality, you will start seeing friction from your relatives, from your friends, from your other things. He's saying that, why are you wasting your time? Those are the tests that you will get. They will try to sway you away from the path of Krishna consciousness. But you have to become a sthita prajna, means you should not, you should use your intelligence and say that my end goal is getting out of this material world, and uh, I first of all will purify myself. I will become Krishna conscious, and I will actually save my friends also. Instead of listening to them, they will say, oh, why are you doing this? Why can't you wait for 60 years? Why can't you? No, Prahlad Maharaj says that you have to start devotional service from the age of 5 itself, actually. So Krishna is saying how to become, means you have to control the desires and then bring Krishna into the life. So the life lessons from the last section of this chapter is, controlling the senses is not easy, and the uncontrolled senses will lead to anger. We must understand the root cause of anger, which is contemplating on the sense objects. Whatever we do is actually perceived in the mind. When we stop the harmful thoughts immediately when it comes up in the mind, then they will not turn into cruel plans and lead to irregrettable actions. So see, every time we want to hurt someone, if a thought comes to hurting someone, stop that thought right away. Then you will not act on that aspect. But if you keep on grooming that thought, oh yes, I have to hurt him, I have to hurt her, I have to hurt, then sooner or later that turns into an action. Okay. So any questions before we close today's session? Is it clear? This chapter, this is a big chapter, so.
Yes, Prabhuji, can you please go back to the previous slide?
Yeah, 1 second.
Actually, the spiritualist versus the materialistic, or something like that. Before this.
Yeah.
Not this one. Yeah, this one. This is the one. So I didn't understand the verse actually.
So basically what he's saying is, what is night? Night means what? Darkness or ignorance. What is night for the beings is the time of awakening for the self-control. Means like the regular beings will think that uh, you have this life is for eating, sleeping, and having merry, right? Being happy. But the spiritualist will control the senses. They will not waste their time in intoxication and all. So materialist will think that why are these people ignorant and not enjoying their life? And the time of awakening is the night for the introspective space, which means that people who you can take it literally also, which means that people who are materialistic will spend time, they will eat like sleep late, means they stay until 2 a.m., 3 a.m. But a sage wakes up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. during Brahma Muhurta and does his activities. So you can think that aspect also, which means that materialistic people keep wasting their life, and they think that the darkness is the time to enjoy, during night is the time to enjoy, and daytime is the time to sleep. If you take a weekend, for example. On the other hand, A sage will actually start the his sadhana or his practice very early when everything is quiet, and then he will continue his progress. So it can take it literally, or you can take it like on an analogical level also, which is that the spiritualist and the materialist will always look at each other as doing the wrong thing. You see what you understand, Mataji?
Yes, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Any other questions? Okay. If not, we will say Hare Krishna Mahamantra once and we'll close today's session. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare.
Shri Krishna Paramatma ki jai. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada.
Yay.
All goes to Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Yay.
Krishna. Thank you everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.